Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Last Cloudia video. And typically I don't make videos like this, but I feel like it's worth mentioning and talking about. So the summer, I almost said anniversary. It feels like an anniversary, but it's not. So there is some stuff coming out in regards to the summer. Oh, I guess I can't look at it here. Okay, fine. All right, so they put the best girls on the front of this picture here. So, so let's get into some information here. So, there's gonna be 2 parts. Oh wow, that's gonna be interesting. And so it's till August 9th, which is fine. And you get to choose one unit of your choice, and I believe they should be pretty good choices this time around. And then you'll be able to choose a Foreign Splendor in the login bonus as well. Oh, ARK choice. So obviously the unit is probably going to be more valuable unless you're a new player. If you're a new player, then the ARK will be more valuable because there are some good ARKs for you to choose from. And in addition to that, you'll be get some super training things as well, because, you know, if you're like me and pulled a lot of new units recently that are, you know, you're a little behind in leveling them up, this will be definitely valuable for all players. It doesn't matter if you're a new player, old player. Leveling up characters is kind of a chore. It's a lot easier nowadays than it used to be, but it's still something you got to keep up on. So, yep. And so you'll be able to get a unit of your choice. Additionally, on this occasion, you'll be able to choose limited time characters. These summertime characters. So, Leona's still very good. Alice Type S, not as valuable, although she is getting an upgrade now. So maybe. This Tinkly is really old. I'm still using her in tower because I'm lazy to change her out, but she's quite old at this point. And Princess Leia is like one of the first, I think she's the first summon character. So I wouldn't recommend picking her unless she's your favorite for some reason. And the login bonus, you get the Splendor of the World, which I believe is the choice that you can choose. Other field, definitely don't sleep on that. You'll be able to, it's a very nice boost to your ARKs. So that's also a good thing. And some of the typical things that you usually see. Elevator time to appear in the left home screen. You get an ARK of your choice, and you get some limited time ARKs. Although none of the summary ARKs are really that amazing. Really, honestly, you can probably pass on those. I think you should just pass on those, in my opinion. Interesting that they have this in a different language in the English news, but okay. And then increase multi-coins. I mean, I think this is definitely, if this is permanent, but it's not, it's just to this. I definitely say that this is definitely valuable because getting multiplayer coins is kind of annoying. I stopped caring about them for a while now, but I think it's worth it to do for this. I'll glad Fudge Dormant Dominion bosses are going to be available, I suppose. That's decent. Okay, and then Super Soul Assumption down at the bottom. I think souls are not as important nowadays because if you pull the new unit or you're doing the new unit event, they give you tons of souls if you grind it out. So they're not as big of a deal, but for getting, you know, older units, maybe you pulled an older unit and but you want to raise them up now, you need those souls. So that's definitely valuable to do that. And we have the part 1 here for, I don't know how to say this word, I've never seen in my life. Cerule Beauty Sarah. I never thought that she'd be the one that would be chosen for a summer unit, but okay. Hopefully she's a support unit for ice units, because Leona needs some support, seriously, for ice. And it'd be nice to make a whole summer team, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? Obviously she's limited time, so don't expect to try to pull her later on, but that's cool. They do this thing here that normally they have for anniversaries only, or maybe like really special events. I guess this is special. If you roll, pay, it's a paid crystals, of course, but if you roll on this, you'll get a guaranteed character that you do not currently possess in your possession. If you have all of them, then I think that this is obviously not worth pulling for, because if you have every character in the game, which I don't think there's gonna be very many of you, but if you're someone out there in the audience, you in the red shirt there, if you got all the units already, then obviously this is something that you pass over. And keep in mind, once again, this is a paid banner thing that you can only do paid crystals on, so most of you probably won't even look at that anyways. And there's a raid event, I suppose. I think this is what they call it. I'm just gonna call it a raid event, but you get points based on how many times you've defeated the boss that time of day. It's always a good idea to do this kind of events because you always get a lot of coins and things, so it's always good to have that. And you get some vacation medals for some exclusive equipment, although some of it may already have, but cool. And then you get, I like that they're doing this now. This is the second time they're doing this, I believe. The unit test, so you'll be able to actually use the units against some quests, so pretty cool. Got some unit improvements here, and the choices are at least 2 of the summer units. Alice Type S. I think if you're not new to the channel, if you've been rocking with me for a little while, you already know already know what I think about Alice Type S, about what happened back then. So obviously I'll be raising her to the maximum, and probably Nocturne as well. Roland, I don't think you would ever really want to use him over his upgraded version. Zekus maybe would be interesting, but I think that he's just not going to be good enough. And then the regular Sarah, I think, is fine if you don't have anyone else, I suppose. But once again, I think that's not going to be as useful. But I really like that they gave her LBs mainly. She basically only got LB damage boosts, which is her main strength anyways, so good. And this is fine, I guess. Although this is the most valuable thing. The debuff duration, that's something you'd want to go for. And I guess that's alright. I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is. Oh, they're changing the wording of some of these things here. Okay. We're reading that soon. So extra weakness attack during anti-type effects and attribute weakness attacks. A chance of extra attacks. Okay, fine. Most of these are just kind of wording. I don't think there's anything that big of a deal here. Yeah, nothing really that special there, but okay. Obviously, we already know the part 2 characters as they revealed both of them. It's going to be Merity as the part 2, but we don't know what she's going to be like, and we don't know what the ARK is. We know. I think they showed it in the stream, but I don't know why they wouldn't show it here. Because if they already showed it on the stream, then there's no reason to hide it in this news. But okay. And then the producer letter, basically TLDR. There's gonna be a new producer. He says he plays the game a lot. He likes the game, but pretty much everyone that comes into this position says that they love the game and everything. It's a pretty easy position to take in terms of that. But we'll have to see if that holds true or not. Because if the game starts going downturn, because right now I think the game is in a pretty good spot. But if things start going in a weird way, we know whose issue that is. But his vision won't be seen for quite a few months, because if it's like every other mobile game, they make things at months in advance. So we probably won't be seeing his effects on the game for quite a while. So I wouldn't worry too much if you are liking this previous producer's vision and you're not really gonna enjoy anything else. You'll be able to enjoy it for probably a few more months, and then something probably will change, or something this or that might be a little different than it used to be. Which may be a plus or minus. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this summary here. I don't usually make these kind of videos, but I thought it would be interesting to make it because this is a bigger event than the usual weekly events are like. So looking forward to hopefully I can make a whole summer team if there's some supports along the way, because I'm assuming that Sarah will be in that position. But I didn't look at her kit. I know that she was revealed on the stream, but I barely even looked at it because I was so busy. But hopefully there'll be something interesting going on in this event here, and it's really interesting that you can actually pick a character up to a certain point and then an arc up to a certain point, and the choices are actually very good for once, because it's only the last character that you can choose is only a little bit ago, I believe. It was mentioned on stream, and that's quite good. Plus, there's gonna be some tickets, and I've been pretty lucky with those. I've gotten some new characters just using these free event tickets. So don't say, oh, they're just event tickets, you'll not get anything from them. I actually gotten the last collaboration character, both of them, from tickets, I believe. And then I think the previous character before that, and then a little bit after that, I believe I got some characters and stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good with this game right now, so I'll be covering it as long as I can. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.